Hello, so welcome back. Okay, I was checking if the streaming is ready. So, welcome back, Nation here once again. So, today we are going to go through curriculum vitae revamping. So, our CV revamping. So, in this world of job applications, all in all, I know most of us have a lot of challenge when it comes to revamping our CV. You know, some tend to use like online tools or third-party apps or third-party tools in order to revamp their CV, and we tend to find ourselves with these, I think, like an ending or seamless or like repetitive, uh, yeah, task of revamping our CVs and all and all. Don't worry. So today, basically, I'm going to show you how you can revamp your CV to be like in the most optimal way. Of course, I'm gonna use Word. I have a template that I had made. Okay, what I did is that I did my own research. I went online. I checked on, templates that people out there now, let's say like the professionals, the human resource management prefer, and why they do prefer them and all that. And I came up with a template that has been effective to me and also to my friends, and I want to share it with you. Okay, yeah, so let me just go right ahead. First of all, let me just introduce myself here, so just bear with me a moment. Okay, yeah, then let me just click on a blank document. So at the end of this session, not only will you know how to revamp your CV, but also you'll come to understand how you can, go about Microsoft Word all in all. Yeah, so it is like a two-in-one. Because I'm gonna show you like some functionalities within Word itself, and then okay, through that you'll also be able to, to be even well versed and more conversant with Microsoft Word. Because I've met people who are really struggling with, say like the Microsoft 365 or like the Microsoft Office tools like Excel, Word, and all that, and we are here to learn, right? So not only will you be able to, revamp your CV at the end of this session, but also you'll be able to know how to go about using Word. So let us start with ATS. So I know you've heard this word a lot, like ATS. So you might be asking yourself, what is ATS? So basically, ATS stands for like an applicant. Sorry, it stands from an applicant tracking system. So basically, that's what an ATS is. And what does that mean? You see, let's say you're applying. First, okay, professionally, I'm a data analyst. So let me use an example of a data analyst. Okay, so let's say you're applying for a data analysis job, and let's say thousands of people are applying for that specific job, and there for that particular role, there's the JD, the job description for that role. Okay. And for the company that wants to hire, maybe they're looking for some specific qualities from these people. Maybe they want these people, now the prospect, people are applying for this job to contain some skill set. So having that these people are applying, like very many of them, yes, sometimes you'll find like the okay, for this one, the human resource management personnel are the one who know it better. But let me explain it according to my own understanding as well, which is also correct. You can as well check it up with Google. So sometimes they do screen CV, like they do pass through the CVs manually. But in case the applications are very many, that's where the applicant tracking system come in, such that like It scans the job description given with, say, roles and responsibilities plus your skills in your CV in order to see if you make a good candidate for that particular job that you had applied for. Yeah, so basically that is what ATS is. You can even Google just to be sure. Mm, we can just ask like what is ATS, you know. It stands for the applicant tracking system. So basically, it's a computer software that companies use to manage resumes and screen candidates during the hiring process. So just like I explained to you, like in a layman's language. So I hope you get the gist of it. Yeah. So having that it is a software that scans our CV one, it has to your roles and responsibilities in your CV at least has to correlate with the job description of that job that you're applying for. And also the skills have to be shown clearly in your CV. That is number one. Number two is that also your CV shouldn't be having lots of graphics. Why? Because when the applicant tracking system is scanning your CV, it will be harder to scan if it has like lots of graphics, images, and all that. And yeah, so it just should be simple. It can also be modern because a modern CV is one that is appealing, but but ultimately it should be simple. So for example, let me show you an example. Okay, let me just show you an example here. So with me, I have let me just go to one of my CVs. Here it is. So just a moment. Just bear with me a moment, okay? I want to hide the phone number. Okay. Now I've just hidden the phone number, but don't worry about the rest. The rest are okay. Okay. So let's go on. So for example, this is my CV. It has like the name, it has my LinkedIn profile, which is a hyperlink, and then it has an email, which is also a hyperlink, but an email hyperlink such that when one clicks on it, directs that person to my email. Then, as you can see, it doesn't have like lots of graphics. You can see how it is structured. Okay, there is the professional summary, then there are skills there are soft skills and technical skills as well that are listed. Then there's the education, the bachelor's degree, and also the postgraduate, which is pedagogy. Then there is the work experience, and also I have professional qualifications and project experience because as an analyst we have to have a project portfolio, and that is why also you must also show like a project experience, languages, and then referees. So for me, normally I like putting that it is available upon request because of sometimes when you're applying for job and then you put like the referees contacts. See, I've applied for some jobs before whereby they tended to be more scammy, so you find like your referees are being scammed. So I normally include referees when they ask for it, and that is why I put that it is upon request. Now, I'm not really saying that this CV should follow this structure to be specific. It depends on the kind of role that you're applying for. Like, for example, let's say you are applying for a level entry role or a graduate trainee. Let's say you've just graduated recently. That means that your education will be very important because for them, mostly they want to see your education or maybe your GPA or CGPA or things like that. So that one is the one that will tend to come even like will tend to come up even before the skills or before any work experiences that you've had. And let's say that you're applying for a senior role or a mid-managerial role, or let's say a senior associate role, then that means that the work experience will tend to come first, because they will want to see like the kind of experience that you have first, and then maybe skills, and then yeah, all that. So the order doesn't really, okay, it's not that it should follow this order always. It depends with your level of expertise, and also it depends with the kind of job that you're going to apply for. So basically this is just an example of I've used my CV as an example. And what I did here is that I wanted it to be well organized and orderly, and at the same time, as you can see, for each section, I put it as let me just show you. I put it as a heading. Let me click on professional summary. You see it is a heading. So for each section, I put it as a heading. I can even, let me just do like this. These are the sections that I have: professional summary, skills, education, blah, blah, blah. And for each of them, I put it, as a heading. And then as you can see that when it comes to, let me put it the way it was before. And then as you can see, for my timelines, I put it on this right side, because I wanted it to be, to be organized. So like the education, then the timeline, yeah, like that, as well as work experience. There's some jobs whereby they need you also to state the location, of the, let's say Kenya Water Institute. I would have placed here Nairobi, Kenya, and things like that. So let me, without further ado, let us go to Microsoft Word, so that I can show you how you can as well create, such a CV. Now, coming to Microsoft Word, I hope you're able to see my screen. Now, coming to Microsoft Word, let's say we want to make a whole new CV. So I want to show you some things that are very important when it comes to, writing your CV using Word. Okay. So if you come here to insert, you can always insert, shapes. You can as well insert a text box, you know. You can as well insert, uh, you can insert even a picture if you want. So having that an ATS CV doesn't necessarily need to have like very many graphics and all that. I'll also show you how you can, develop a modern CV that looks appealing, but also is scannable in the ATS systems. Okay. So as you can see with my CV, I did not even insert like any checkbox, or not checkbox, I'm sorry. I did not insert like any text box, etc. I just went ahead and wrote my name and I put my LinkedIn, my email, and then this was a phone number. I've just hidden it. And then I put these sections as a header or as a heading. But we can also use another way. We can come here and let's say insert a text box, and then we can, when we click on it, you see this option, the layout option. We can put it to be, in front of the text, such that with this we can, we can move it anywhere we want. So like we can move it up here, and then we can write, let's say, our name. So we can just write Nation Odhiambo Okwama. So basically that's my name. Okay, then we can come here at home, and then we can put it, let's say, let me use 20 and C. Then we can maintain Calibri, or yeah. Then we can put it to be centered. Then let's just expand it like that. Exactly. Now, another thing is that when you click on the text box and then you come to format, you can come to the shape fill. This is like the fill in the shape. Right now it is set to, to white, or like we are supposed to set it to no fill, so that, okay, you see like the background fill, it is transparent. If we set it to light blue, for example, you see it will change. Now we set it to no fill. Then we come to shape outline. Now this is the dark border surrounding it. We can also put it as the outline. Then reduce these, and because this is the name, we can put it as bold, just like that. Now, after having the name, let's say we want to have another section. Okay, so let's say that we have a very limited space and we want to make our CV. We want it to be scannable, but also to be appealing. So we can opt to even put this name on this side, on this corner, as you can see. Then we can copy, Control C copy, then Control V paste. As you can see, I have just copied these, whatever I had here, and I've pasted it. Let me go back to my CV and then just take this information, okay? So just bear with me a moment. So Control All, let me just paste it as like that. Then let me remove bold and let me put it to be 11. I just wanted this to be here. Now, let's say we want to make this CV to be appealing and we want to put like the LinkedIn icons and the email icons. I don't know if I have the icons, but we can as well go to our browser and search for LinkedIn PNG icon. Okay. And we can as well look for, okay, we'll just search here. And I want us to, let me just accept. Then I want us to download it as a PNG file. Let me select PNG. So just a moment. Let me figure out how I can download it, okay? So free download. It is downloading, so just a moment. Okay. I will have to put the link, this link on the platicom.com on the description. Yeah. So LinkedIn, let me just download it on downloads, okay? So let me just say LinkedIn icon so that I be able to trace it. Then let's go back and search for email, okay? So let it search. First of all, let me look at the kind of icon that I had downloaded. So let me just come here to file and then let me open a new window. Then let me just drag it from the second screen to the first screen, now to downloads. So just a moment, just bear with me a moment, I look it up. Let me sort it by date modified. It is sorted by date modified. Why is it not showing? Oh, here it is. Yeah, it is. So that means that also for the email, let me download, let me use this. Yeah, exactly. So free download. Just a moment. Free download. Mail icon. Let me just write email icon. Then let me save. Now let us go back to our document, okay? Now we will come to insert, then we'll insert a picture. It was in our downloads page. Then let us start with LinkedIn, okay? Here it is. So we'll choose this option again, layout option to be in front of the text. Then we will reduce it, to be small, maybe up to that point. Then we will come again to insert. Let us insert another picture, and that is the email icon. We will also choose this option, and then we will reduce it also, okay, like this. Now let's go to LinkedIn. Under format, as you can see, let us reduce it to, to 0.2. Also this one, let us reduce it to 0.2. Yes, now here are the icons. Now I can select both of them. Let me select one, press Control, and then select the other one. Then come here to Format, and then the color. I want them to have a standard blue color for all of them. Okay. Mhm. Or let me do this instead. Let me pick one each. Okay. So I'll come here to color. Oh, this is LinkedIn. LinkedIn, let me put, because I want uniformity, let me put this one. And also for this one, let me come to color. And let me try to look for a color that is somehow similar. Okay. Like that. As you can see, both of them are similar now. So I can just bring this icon here, and then I bring this other icon here. As you can see, and then I have this text box. Okay, so I want to copy and then paste. So I have control C. Now let me control V. Now I have two text boxes here. The first one, let it contain my LinkedIn. Okay, the link. Now because this is a link, I want to, I want to select, for this one, let me put it to be left indent like that. And because it is a link, I will Control A, select all, then copy, then right click. I will come and put link, and then an existing web page. Okay. Now the text to display, I want it to display just LinkedIn. But the address, I want it to display the link itself. See? So it is just displaying. Oh, let me instead display Nation Okama LinkedIn. Okay, it will be better. So I can display Nation Okama LinkedIn. Exactly like that. Then it will be better like that. Then I bring it here. Then for this other one, I want it to, this other one is an email. I also want it to be left indent like that. Then, Control A like that. Then let me just press, click. It is an email address. So the text to display is mashonokwama@gmail.com. And then I'll just Control A, copy, and then I will paste it here. Then, yeah, like that. Now, let me do this because of uniformity. Let me put them to be right indent instead. And then for this, yeah, let me do that. Then what I will do is that I will click on Nation Odhiambo-Kwama, then I will also click on this, then click on it. Then I will come here to format, and I will align the selected objects to the right. See, all of them are in the right side. Then I will distribute them vertically because of order. Then after that, I will just drag this icon here and here. Wow. Now you can see it has started to make sense. Let me just ignore all. Let me also, all. Exactly, there it is. Now, for these icons, I can as well put them like this. Format, then I want to align them, to the left like that. And then let me also distribute them. It's okay. It's okay. Yeah. like that. So I can even download another icon like the phone number and also add here. Okay. Now, after finishing up with that section, I can just control C, then control V. Now, that was our name. We can now come down here and, and now start developing, like, the other parts of the CV. For example, you can come here and now start developing the professional summary. Now, let me just copy whatever I have over there to this place. Okay, then let me put it to be, what is it, to be left indent. Then after that, I will just control C, control V. Then let me check here. It was at 11. So I will just come here and put it at 11. Then, remove the bold. Then let me just go back here and copy whatever I already have. Copy. Then let me just paste exactly whatever I already have, like that. Now let me see. Let me just put it down here and see if it will make some sense. Just a moment. I'm trying to, I'm trying to arrange it to make it to look better. Now, let me put it to be justified. And then for these, let me put it at 15. Okay. Let me put it at 15. Just bear with me a moment. 15. Exactly. Like that. Then I will have to, to move it down like this. Then for this one, I'll have to move it like this. Then as well, I'll have to move it like this. Now, another thing is that I want both of these for the professional summary. I want to align them to the left. And then apart from that, I'd want to insert maybe a divider like that, you know. Yes, like that. Now, after inserting the divider, I also want the divider to align to the left with this box. And now I will select all of them, and then I will come here and group them to be as one. Now I have my professional summary and it is grouped as one. Now, after doing this, it will be easier moving to the other sections. So I will just control C and then control V. Then move this other section down, just like that. And as you can see, after the professional summary, I can come back here. Maybe let me start with, let's say, education. Okay, I can just come to education. I had explained to you earlier that it depends with the kind of role that you're applying for. For example, for new graduates, let's say that you're applying for an internship or a graduate trainee, it will be good if you start, with your education or background. But for mid-managerial role or like senior associates role, like you'll start with your experiences and the skills and etc. So it depends on the kind of job that you're applying for. And sometimes if you're not sure, you can as well just go online, go to ChatGPT, go to Gemini, and and search, do a little research and prompt. We have these tools to help us. You can as well prompt and even do some other research, in order to get to understand the layout of which one should come first, then which one should come second, then which one should come third, etc. Okay, so I did copy paste. I grouped this as one, then copy pasted it, and I wanted to move now to the next section, which is education. So I will come here, then I will right click education. Then let me just copy whatever I have here. Okay, let me just copy that down here. Now, what I have done is that I am um, okay, the box that I'm moving is the inward one. It is this one. It is the inner one, okay? That one is the one that I'm resizing. I am not moving the outer one. The outer one is the one that we've grouped, that we had grouped and then copy pasted. But now moving the inner one to restructure. And yeah, just like that, you have your education. And you can as well click on it once again, and you can control C, then control V. Then after that, you can move that section down, then restructure it however much you like. Now, this is when you're using text boxes. And another thing with text boxes is that you can redesign your CV anyhow, any way you want. As you can see, I've tried my best not to to use the a lot of graphics and all that. um just a moment, let me show you an example of how I can restructure it. An example on how I can restructure using text boxes is, for example, you see I have moved this side, and then for this divider, I can come here and then reduce the size. Let me reduce it up to until it makes sense. Let's say up to 4, like that. Then with the education as well, I can come to to this inner one and then reduce it like this, you know and then for this line, let me also come to format and reduce it up to, let's say let me reduce it up to 4 as well. Then for the education, let me just I want to show you something, okay? So just bear with me a moment. Let me check on this box. This box, its length is 4.18. Now also for this one, I want its length to be around 4.18, to be same as the other one above there. And then for this one, let me just move it down. I hope you're understanding. Yeah. And then let me also resize this inner box like this, okay? And then for the dates, let me let me put them down here, okay? Like that. Yes, like that, exactly. Now, as you can see, I am redesigning this CV now using the text boxes in such a way that we have our professional summary that side, and when we have our education this other side, we can now click both of these and come to format and align them to the left, so such that they align all of them in one side. Then for this other section, we can as well, let me just copy paste. Let me copy this and then paste. And then let me just drag it to this other side instead, okay? Let us drag it to this other side instead. So just bear with me a moment, okay? Then let me come also to this line and then reduce. Let me reduce it to 3.5, like that. Nice. And now let me come here and let me remove this, okay? Yeah. Then I'm just redesigning. I'm showing you how you can do these differently, okay? So just bear with me a moment. Let me also select these and let me move them up here. Up here, like that. Put this one like this. Okay. And then let me align these and these these and these. Let me align them on top like that. So I can as well, you see, what I'm trying to do is that I'm restructuring this CV in such a way that we have our name here. Then we have, of course, our contact detail. You can even add other icons over here on this other side, okay? Then after that, we have our professional summary and education. And we can also have our work experience. So I'm just gonna copy this work experience and then put it on this other side, okay? You'll see how it is. So just a moment, Control A, V, and then let me cut these, and then let me bring it here, like that. Exactly. Now for this one, I can now scroll the inner one down, down, down. So just a moment, just bear with me a moment. So let me just remove one of the work experiences, okay? Let me remove my industrial attachment. So just like that, just like that. Uh-huh. Exactly. Now, as you can see, I have restructured the CV. Over here, we have our work experience. This other side, we have our professional summary, then our education, you know. Down here, we can have our skills. Now, I can just copy paste this down here and have our skills. Then we can have our projects, you know. Let me just do it up to the end. So just bear with me a moment because now I'm gonna do it very fast, okay? Because you already understand or get the gist of how I am, you know, of how I am doing it. So the education, and then let me go back here and choose, oh, I have professional qualifications and let me choose skills instead, okay? So let me just copy these. Skills, I can have skills here. Okay, let me copy these, let me cut these, and let me bring it here. Okay. Now let me see where it has reached. There. So I can as well resize this one. Not resize, but I can as well put it down here. So I have my name there, I have my work experience, I have my education, I have my skills over here. And lastly, I want to have just a moment. Let me just look. And lastly, let me have my professional qualifications. Okay. So I'll just copy and then I will come here and paste it. Oh, I haven't copied, or what have I done? Oh, no, 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 no. I didn't copy. So copy. Let me come over here and paste. Then let me cut these and then let me come over here to education, right click, and then want to paste while maintaining the format. And then for the dates, I want to put it like that. Then for the next, then the date comes down, the next, then the date comes down, and there it is. So I can as well come to insert, and and I can insert, let me pick this shape, okay? Let me pick this shape, and let me put it like this. So just a moment. Just bear with me a moment as I as I restructure it like this and like this, and then for the corners, I want it to, I have come and selected this orange line over here. And then for the shape fill, I want it to be very light blue. Then for the shape outline, I want it to have no outline. Then I will right click on it and send it to back. Voila, there we have it. See, here we have a modern CV. It doesn't have lots of graphics, and also it looks decent, you know. It doesn't have lots of pictures. It is in one single page. One can simply read this through, National Diambokoma is a research associate, he's a data-driven professional with a bachelor's degree in industrial mathematics, over 2 years of experience in data analytics, operations, blah, blah, blah. And for the work experience here, we have, of course, now for the timelines, I haven't optimized it well. Maybe I put it as 10, like that, then like that, then for this other one like that. Oh no. Okay. Yeah, basically I was just showing you, like, in a nutshell, how you can go about it. I would have gone further ahead and edited it even much further to make it, more professional, more captivating, and all that, etc. But at least you get a gist of it. So this is like a modern CV, but also at the same time, it is ATS compliant. But if you need a CV that's okay, let me just export these as a PDF so that you see how it looks like. Okay. Let me just export it as doc1 because I already have my CV. This one is just but an example that I was using. Exactly, here it is. You can see how this PDF looks like. Let me just remove my face over here so that you see how it looks like. Here it is. See, it is a single page and it looks neat, it looks nice, all in all. But if you want to have like a CV that, also ATS compliant, but that is very simple, you can just use these formats, that I already have here. And these are so simple. I did not add any checkbox. I did not add any icons, I just went to a blank Word document and started typing. And for these, each sections, I put it as a heading such that, it is neat, so that it looks neat and things like that. For example, let me just give you an example. Let's say I have also I have volunteered. Okay, so I can say volunteer in community development. Then 3 dashes, press enter. Let me show you a trick. For me to add this line, below it I selected the 3 dashes, then I press enter. Automatically the line comes. Now I come to the section that I've added, and then I clicked on the heading, so as to make it the first heading, then 3 dashes, press enter, and that is it. I already have like a section, then I can as well, add volunteer and community development work that I have done, and that is how I put the sections. And then another thing as well is this also. I hope it is well visible. I was just checking on the second screen to see if it is completely visible. Another trick is this. Okay, not really trick. not really trick. Another information that I would want you, also to understand is this. You see, for my heading, if you right click on the heading, you can modify the style of the heading. So for me, it was in Calibri body, then I put it as 15, then also bold. And that is why when I select heading 1, it becomes like this. Not everyone's CV will be like this when it comes to heading. And also for consistency, you can as well, select all, then come to paragraphing. For me, I like putting before to be 0 points, 0 points, line spacing single, then don't add spaces in between, then press OK. And it puts like, every section becomes okay, becomes like well organized. Also, you can put that this other side as well. You can come to paragraphing for each text box, like of course it was 00, single, don't add space, or yeah, depending on how you want to develop your CV. Now, let me show you another thing. Now, adding these dates, because someone might be wondering, how do we add these dates? I've seen people sometimes coming to, insert, then they insert like a table, like for example, like these, then they modify the table, to not to have the borders and things like that, they remove the borders, then they put the whatever they want to put here. Like for example, volunteer, they put the organization, and then this other side they put the date. But that one will just make an applicant tracking system, will give it like a hard time to scan through the tables. So the best way to add, for example, volunteer in community development. After Form 4, I volunteered to teach mathematics in my former primary school, which is called Muhoroni Furaha. So what I can do is, let me just look. This one is Calibri 13 and it is bold. So I can just put it like this, Muhoroni Furaha, primary school. See? Then I can come here, because of consistency, put it as 13 as the other one. Oh, it is at 14. Let me put it as at 13. And then put it to be bold, like that. Now, how do I add, let me just ignore this, the date. You come here to view and you make sure that ruler is enabled. You see? Then up here, I hope you're able to see my cursor. In the corner, you select until it becomes, the right tab. Then after that, you come and double press on the right side. Then you start inputting the date. Like for example, I volunteered from January 2017 to January, February, March, April, May, June, July to July the same year. Voila, there it is. So because of consistency, let me go to home. Then let me check Calibri 11 indent for the date consistency. So it is Calibri, then 11, then yeah, not it is italic, not indent. Sorry about that. And that is how you add the date, just like that. Then after that, you now add the, what is it called, the roles and responsibilities. For that, you can just as well go to Gemini or go to ChatGPT, and input roles and responsibilities. Like you can input some few words, like for example, I can say that that for this job role, I volunteered teaching an approximate of 80 students, mathematics, you know, uh, mathematics, and then I can say mm, I also I also had I also developed and gave out some fun mathematics, let me say like projects and games that improved their analytical skills. And I can say that develop the roles and responsibilities for my CV. There it is. Then I can just come back here and then select that and then paste it there, then send it. Here it is. Taught mathematics to a large group of students, consistently reaching to an approximate of total of 80 pupils across various classes. Developed and implemented a student-centered curriculum that included fun mathematical projects and educational games to enhance their learning engagement. Improved students' analytical and problem-solving skills by integrating creative and practical activities into daily lessons. Managed classrooms. So I can as well tweak it even more and say that I taught class 8, class 7, and 8 of primary school students. Then I can as well say that, yeah, like that, like an additional information. So it will even tweak it even much further. Instructed and mentored class 7 and 8 primary school students in core mathematics principles, supporting their readiness for next educational level. C. Managed and taught mathematics to an approximate of 80 pupils, effectively differentiating instructions across senior primary grades. Designed and implemented fun project-based activities. Now with this one, what I normally do is that depending on the job that I'm applying for, I won't just copy paste whatever AI gives me, but I will have to, to retweak it and make it to be well optimized in regards to, also the opportunity that I am applying for and things like that, so that at least it brings out my skills and whatever I'm trying to achieve, even as I'm applying for this particular job. So that is how you can incorporate artificial intelligence. Because the problem is that if you copy whatever AI gives you directly to your CV, then it will make your CV to be very generic, and some to an extent sometimes it makes even the recruiters, the ones who are screening your CV, to lose that personal touch in whatever you have done, because for them, man, they've been trained and they are able to smell a generic CV or to see a generic CV from a very far, yeah, from very far. Yeah, so that is why um, the AI the AI helps us in tweaking all of these, but also whatever you did and whatever you are trying to achieve. So the AI gives you a guideline, and then from there you can take these roles and responsibilities and tweak it in your own words and make it even more optimized for that particular job that you are applying for. Yeah, so thank you so much for your time. Thank you so much for joining these or for watching these. And I hope this has set apart, or like has made you to improve your methods or your ways from your CV, or in creating a modern CV that is also scannable with ATS systems and all of that. And having that you understand how to add icons, to put the hyperlinks, to add the text boxes, and then the shapes and all that, you can even develop a CV that looks very appealing, just like some third-party softwares do, just by the use of a Word document. Okay. Yeah. So thank you very much for your time. Till we meet tomorrow around the same time, I'm gonna stream about another concept. And yeah, all in all, so thank you so much, and may you share this video to whosoever needs it, and also subscribe, and yeah, all that. So thank you, bye, and have a blessed and wonderful time wherever you are.